Welcome to the first ever Council Tough Madden League Week in Review for Week 11. We'll start off with the weekly awards, Players of the Week. Congratulations to the Bears for a dominant performance. And Leonard Fournette, big day on the ground. And we'll get into the matchups here. We'll start with Broncos at Bears. Bears defense was just a little too much for one of the league's most prolific passing offenses, as Tom Brady finished with 1 touchdown and 7 interceptions, 4 of those by Michael Kendricks. The Bears were led by Dalvin Cook, 29 carries for 169 yards, and Odell Beckham Jr. had 267 receiving yards. Next up, Vikings at Lions. This was a bloodbath, despite the Vikings only outgaining the Lions by less than 100 yards. The quarterbacks were opposite, as Breeze finished with 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Foles had 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. Rookie for the Vikings, Damon Arnett, finished with 3 interceptions, and the Vikings had 2 defensive touchdowns to lead them to a 52-17 victory. Saints at Redskins, no turnovers in the whole game, and the Saints rode Chris Thompson 136 yards and 2 touchdowns to an easy victory. The 6'6" white Dwayne Haskins Jr. had a solid performance, 145 yards, no interceptions. Jets at Bills. This one was ugly. 9 turnovers for the Bills, 6 interceptions from Darnold, and even though they finished with 21 first downs, the non-existent running game and too many turnovers led to a bad defeat at home. The Buffalo Bills are circling the wagons like those turkeys did around that dead cat, because this football team is showing no signs of life. Rams at Seahawks. Pretty close game. The Rams actually outgained the Seahawks, but Seattle won the turnover battle. And Charcandrick West, or should I say Charcandrick Best, running back on the field, finished with 2 touchdowns, as the Rams' running game was non-existent. Cowboys at Patriots. In a game that featured not much, the Patriots had 3 turnovers and the Cowboys had 0, but the Patriots managed to squeak out a 17-16 win. And that was a tight end. Speaking of tight ends, Jimmy Graham, the only highlight from this game, 8 catches for 116 yards for the Patriots. Packers at Chargers. Packers have made a lot of improvements this year, but Aaron Rodgers, best quarterback ever, was outclassed by Case Keenum. Greg, the third leg Greg Olsen, and Mike Thomas each finished with 85-plus yards and 1 touchdown each. But that wasn't enough, with Le'Veon Bell going for 146 and 2 touchdowns. Chargers win 28-24. Next, we visit the Chiefs at the Ravens. The Chiefs' defense did a pretty good job holding the league's leading receiver to 1 catch, but he 69'd and scored a touchdown. Todd Gurley, one of the league's leading running backs, finished with only 42 yards and 1 touchdown. And on 4 less carries, Leonard Fournette had 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mitch Trubisky thought the Ravens' defense was true bit too much, as he threw 3 interceptions, 2 to C.J. Mosley, who returned 1 for a touchdown. He also had a forced fumble in the game. 6 sacks, along with 3 interceptions and a bad internet connection, was a little too much for the Chiefs to overcome, so they lose 18-35 in Baltimore. And the last game, Raiders versus Colts. Raiders won 22-3. Wentz, in one of his first games as a Raider, dazzled fans with 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. So Alvin Kamara did it himselfy with 148 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that was your week in review, Council Tough Madden League, Week 11.